Too easy, man.
All right, let me make sure this thing's turned off. That's on silent.
You're already live, so.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Is Your Six Covered, and I have General Banner. And you know what? It is 2019, and the shit has hit the fan. We are in serious collapse right now. I don't know if this broadcast is getting out to you guys. I know that our transmission is, kind of staticky, and all the communication grids are down. And hopefully you guys have prepared for this, and you're able to sit here and listen to our channel. So let's stay tuned. So General Banner, I can't believe that my antenna is reaching all the way out to Canada. So do you copy?
I do.
Good, good. I'm glad we did some preparing. Some of my supplies are getting a little low, but we were just talking, Luke and I, and we're talking about some of the people and some of the mindsets on basically not preparing at all, not even fathoming that anything could happen. Here in California, we're one step away from an earthquake. You don't know. I was talking about a friend of ours that basically goes to the grocery store every day. They have no idea what preparing for anything is about, and we're just sitting there and basically talking about how their world has collapsed in front of them, and now they're basically on their own with no supplies and no plan. So, how's your plan going?
My plan's doing all right.
Yep. So tell me what kind of things have you seen going on in your area? Now that the world's hit the fan.
Well, in my particular area, things are going not too badly. We lost a lot of people within the first few days. People started leaving my island pretty quickly. And then eventually the fuel stopped. The local ferry stopped running, and then people basically got whatever fuel they could get together to put into motorboats and stuff and go across the bay, 8-mile run, to get on the other side. And whatever arrangements they made on the other side to get to wherever they're going, don't know how it went. Nobody's come back. And matter of fact, really we haven't seen anybody come back to the island. So there's only a select few left on the island. We don't really know the exact numbers at this particular point, but there's no chaos here. Everything's really quiet, extremely quiet here.
Okay, for those of you viewers that are watching, I see 4 on there. We're basically jumping into time and pretending that shit has hit the fan. We are sitting there and we are looking at some of our ideas and goals that we've kind of set for ourselves, for our families, and basically looking at if our plan's going to work. We're talking about different items that may have come across, and we're pretending that it is in the future and it has happened. I know in California, Luke, we've talked about it in 2015 and 2016. We talked a lot about water supply and how the droughts have been hitting hard, and every year it gets more of a drought. Now this is more of a drought, and we've had large fires all over the place, and that's along with all the vandalism and all the burning of all the different items going on. But it is crazy how our water supplies, our pumps are down. We don't have any water. I'm only at my pool's at half now, so I'm running out of a lot of water. So we're using it a lot faster than we planned for. All the streams, everybody's been dipping into the tiny little river that we do have, and you can definitely see the difference from the years of 2015 and 2016. So the water supply is very, very limited. There's a few communities that have come together, but it's getting pretty rough out here. You can tell.
Well, no doubt about that. Again, we haven't had many problems that way. Everything seems to be just about as normal. It's a real ghost town here. On our instance, we did have, I say we hadn't had many people come here. We did have a few people come here, and they were talking about what was happening from where they came from. And one of the larger cities that was probably one of the closest cities to us was in complete chaos within within the first week, it was completely chaotic, riots and so on and so forth, fires out of control. Fires they projected, basically burned down half of the city, and medical services and stuff like that ended up being basically done within a few weeks. They were done. Nobody could really keep up with anything. Law enforcement started to fall apart. Out our way, military didn't even see military. There was rumors that military went into some of the largest cities, which were a lot further away than us, and they were posted there. Just wasn't enough military personnel, not even close, to be able to.
That happened here. That happened here in LA. We had massive riots and chaos. The military did come in, and they were unable to support, and basically martial law took effect, and we had, for a while there when all the TVs were working, it was showing massive riots and fires and all that stuff. But it was like after 72 hours, the people that did prepare, whether they prepared, for a long term or 72 hours, you could definitely tell who was preparing out there. You could tell their health was a lot better. They seemed to be a lot more in line with what was going on and not worried, not running around scavenging. And for the most part, the people that were smart, they stayed in their homes. They could. And then as the riots started coming to different towns and communities, as those basically the hoodlums or the people were running around trying to get your all your supplies, you could tell, you could see the fires burning, and it was coming, city from city. We live on a hill, so you could kind of see in a distance that as the days would progress, you could see the towns basically getting taken over.
Yeah. We'd heard from a couple of people there, like they said, the same people there, that people that were they were outside of the cities. Eventually, there was groups basically of people that basically ended up storming those houses eventually, and we discussed it or whatever, and it seemed as though they couldn't get far enough away from the cities, and then a lot of people were starting to do the same thing, and people were leaving each other alone for a while there, for about a year. Everything was going fine, everything calmed down quite a bit, and people started settling in. Then the problem ended up being that the resources that they had started depleting. The wildlife that they were feeding off of and so on. And those who hadn't been totally prepared or self-sufficient in the idea of agricultural ideals, then they started to starve. And then they started basically almost little mini feuds between their neighbors. When they were out hunting and so on and so forth, they'd find somebody else out there afraid that they would get the next wild game, and they were starting to get more scarce. So they started taking pot shots at each other, and that became the next year. And you almost had to be stealth going out and getting your next meal because you were worried about somebody else who was out there worrying that you were going to take the game that they were after because they didn't know how many was left. There's no understanding whatsoever of preservation. So too many people, and the wildlife just wasn't enough to support, the hundreds that were basically setting up little places all over the place. So
we had kind of the same issue when it first started back then. I think the fire department and all the public servants basically it was probably 3 days till they basically bailed on their shifts and went home to protect their families. And just the other day there was a few people that got shot. And anywhere we go, we got to wait till it gets dark now because we hide under the cover of darkness. And there's a few hospitals in the area that we went to, and there was just nothing there. I mean, there's dead bodies laying around, but there's no supplies of anything. I mean, even just finding a Band-Aid was hell. And it sure, even the supplies that you have, it definitely makes it where you really got to think of long term, and we've, in 2015 and 2016, we talked about this stuff of having some type of items that we can utilize in between if this was to ever happen. And everybody said, oh, this will never happen, but now it's 2019, and guess what, it did happen. And it's kind of hard because we take those precious metals and we keep them and we store them. And right now, still, a couple years into it, we're still at the point where precious metals they're good to have, like we talked about years ago. And but people still want ammunition. They still want to barter with food, And it's hard because just the other day we were trying to get a sack of potatoes, like you were talking about, and they didn't want gold. They didn't want. So it was definitely a problem. You know what I mean? We sat there with some silver, and they didn't want silver. They wanted ammunition. And times are rough right now. It's low.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to give that away. How's it going over there?
Well, like I say, it's not bad. I mean, we've been able to barter amongst each other, but we haven't been able to really utilize any of the silver or the gold. There was a couple of large things we bartered for that there was, we didn't really have anything they were looking for, because everybody that's left here, for instance, has been fairly well prepared. So the agricultural aspect of it has kind of picked up all right. We haven't had anybody trying to steal anything here or anything like that from each other. It was a smart move, I think, that we made to come out here. As far as we know, the resources, as far as the large game is concerned, has been pretty decent. We've been able to monitor that fairly well. We have made some trades in some silver coins for some larger items that we wanted here, which was fairly well. But there's been, a lot of the job, of course, is just maintaining our small agricultural kind of deal. We've got, three families all together here in our little community, I guess, that we've got set up here, and it's working out fairly well. So we have, we always go out in a group of threes, essentially, and when we go out scavenging and just kind of gathering resources when we find things. Certainly, it's we had to, I guess, last year, now the beginning of this year. No, that was last year. Last year we had to basically change out the alternator that we were using for the windmill that creates the power that we got. We had to replace 2 of the deep cell batteries. That was a bit of a chore, considering finding another one. One of the major purchases that we did make, though, was somebody actually had an old diesel Jeep that we really wanted to have a second particular vehicle here for that purpose, and that worked out fairly well. So
you making biofuel?
Making some biofuel. We utilize the Jeep only when we absolutely have to, and that's been pretty decent. But we've been stockpiling the biofuel the best we can, and it's been working out fairly well. We got the reserves, like I said, have been really decent. We have no plans of leaving to try to explore. We, have been scanning, try to figure out if there's any communications. We pick some up periodically from time to time. Had communications at one time. We think it was from the state of Maine, but we're not sure. So, pretty sure that's where it was from, the state of Maine. So, interesting anyway. So we know that there's people are popping up anyway and stuff, and that's neat.
We got 6 people that popped up. Hey everybody, if you're just joining us, we're having some fun. It's basically, we were talking about shit has hit the fan. We're into the future now. It's 2019, and we've had a lot of stuff going on. Just seeing how our preparations would hold out. Some of the items kind of bouncing back and forth on, maybe a plan that did work or didn't work. Different items that we may not have thought about. So we've been kind of bouncing stuff back and forth. So if you're watching, I appreciate it. I want to go into the external and say hi to you guys. So we got I'm a Redneck Cockerham. Thanks for showing up. Mutt NC. Obviously got General Banner. He's on the panel. And that's who we got. So How about popping some caps in humans? They don't breed fast as rabbits. That is true, but you are correct on that, my friend. But no, we're just basically having some fun, thinking about some of the different items going on. So I guess we'll be back to the 2015 and the day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is our Monday Night Football, I guess. This is your guys' Monday Night Football.
What's that?
This will be the Monday Night Football since football's over.
Yeah, exactly. We don't.
Unfortunately.
We don't take that stuff as seriously here in Canada.
No, it's more of a hockey thing.
Yeah, that stuff's taken pretty seriously.
Hell yeah, that's like, all right, everybody gets the day off. Stanley Cup Finals. You guys are all off for the day. I tell you what, though, that was a crazy game. I'm not a huge sports fan. It wasn't my team that went to the Super Bowl, but it was pretty interesting there the last few minutes. Like, holy crap.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch highlights. I didn't watch any of it. Not a bit.
Yeah. My son's a Patriots fan, so we watched it. Went over to a buddy's house and had a good time. And,
yeah.
So it was fun. It makes a reason for people to come together and say hi to each other, which is kind of cool. But yeah, definitely. It wasn't my team. So, but there's in the description below, there's a link to get in, buddy, if you want to have some fun with us or anybody else out there. I think we got some room. Maybe talk about some of your preparations, some things you guys are lacking on. I know I wish I had a better communications. I wish I learned ham radio, so not that I haven't yet, but I would definitely is something that I would like to work towards. So that's one of my things I could definitely work on. How about you, Luke? What's something you wish you were a little better at?
Basically, the location I'm in right now is not as ideal as I'd like. So
more rural?
Yeah, quite frankly, yeah. Because I'm in a little community now, and I don't like being in the little community that I'm in. Quite frankly.
That's because you got fans all over the place now.
Yeah, well, no, that's not quite it. I want to be a little even though I'm pretty freaking isolated where I am on this little island. Believe it or not, I'm looking to be a little more isolated yet still. And like I say, I just yeah, I'd like to be a little more close to the wild. I'd like it to be right straight out my back door.
You just like to be right in the middle of Alaska, huh?
Well, here's the thing. You know what? We talk about bartering, and we talk about, if you're a community if you've got a community set up, and you've got an agrarian processor, an agricultural setup, and you've got everything covered. Certainly, there's going to be some aspects where barter is going to be very, very important, and where we are, certainly, grain is going to be a real problem. A real problem on a long-term scenario. So, I mean, you're talking about a hypothetical scenario of 2 years or more. If you haven't prepped for 2 years or more on a grain aspect of flour or sugar or salt, then what? You're gonna have to understand where you're gonna get the sugar is almost an impossibility. Flour is almost an impossibility. Salt, though, can be acquired from the ocean.
Why is flour an impossibility?
Because here, it's not an impossibility. It's just,
I mean, I can agree with sugar.
The amount that you're going to need a lot of land.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here, there's not a lot of land.
Now, if you took a 5-pound bag of flour, right, and it's all not processed, but I mean it's turned into flour already, right?
Right.
It would be nice to talk to someone in that field of agricultural farming and go, okay, how many square feet would it take to process, like a quarter acre to make a bag? I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just blowing shit out everybody's ass. But like, how many, maybe it's only 100 by 100 or 10 by 10. I don't know. like to make a bag of
Right.
processed flour. You know, the same thing with like rice and all that other stuff. Like it could take a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Well,
you plant tomatoes, and where we're at, I mean, you can't kill a tomato. Like that shit just grows. Like,
yeah.
but like, say I wanted, like lettuce is a pain in my. I can't grow lettuce for shit, and we eat a lot of salads, so it's like I would know that I need tons. I would have to plant, you know, every 2 days I would have to plant like 12 seeds, basically, because nothing ever grows like the ones in the store. At least at my house, I can't get stuff to grow like that. So every head of lettuce is, you know, a quarter of the size of one you would see in a store.
Right.
So it's like, okay, how many of those would I need?
Well, I mean, what we do here is we grow sprouts. We have 7 trays. So 7 trays of sprouts. Basically, we have, you know, uh, quarter pound of sprouts every day.
So 7 flats, like 2 by 2 or whatever.
Right.
Is that a tray?
It only takes 7 days to get the sprouts to a certain level. From the time you actually put the seeds down to the time that you have the sprouts harvested to eat, 7 days. So 7 of them means that you always have a quarter pound of sprouts every day, right? Now that's just on one example. What ideally, what would be a lot smarter would be an aquaponics scenario with, you know, having, if you know what an aquaponics scenario is or a system is, that would be the better way of going. And I would strongly suggest doing a hydroponic scenario or something like that for your lettuce, because the harvest rate for your lettuce would be really easy, and it's all vegetative. So the vegetative stage, it only really requires a certain amount of light, and you could just keep that process going all the time. So every day you could be going in and harvesting lettuce for your family, and you could decide what kind of nutrients you'd be giving it, fertilizers and so on and so forth. It can be all very much organic.
The hydroponics is with the fish, right? I've seen that. Aquaponics. That's a cool ass thing. I mean, think if you went large scale, right? You had a small community, or you know, like just 5 families or whatever you want to call them, a mini tribe, and you had a small pond with a bunch of fish in it. So instead of it just being that tank, you had a pond and you pumped it in one side, and you watered that quarter acre or whatever, and then it came back out into the pond again. You know, you went large scale. If you had the ability and the pipes and the fish and the resources to do that, you could seriously grow a shit ton of vegetables or whatever,
Right.
fruit or whatever.
Right. You if you're talking about ponds and so on, it'd be just as simple to just basically do it where you had, again, if you're talking about the fact is you have to generate your own power and so on and so forth, it would be a lot easier to do it without any kind of, you know, light and so on and so forth, by just using your natural light that you have, and having a windmill that would gyrate, or that would turn your water and oxygenate your water and so on and so forth. So you have a windmill in the middle of your pond or your holding tank that basically would turn with the wind, and it would turn a propeller back into the water, you know, and would oxygenate the water and keep it a healthy, you know, ecosystem. Having your fish in there and growing on top of that pond, so you could have a structure that was basically built on the pond, even a floating structure where, you know, all your plants and stuff like that would basically fit, you know, in that. You know, you'd have basically a dry garden that was up top. You'd walk around your dock or something like that basically held all your plants. You know, so that would definitely work, no doubt about it. Now, you still couldn't just depend on an aquaponics scenario, because you'd still require other growing mediums for other certain type of food. You still would want a good chunk of land for, of course, potatoes and so on and so forth, root vegetables. But you know, lettuce or tomatoes or you know, your herbs and Swiss chard, right? Your spinach, celery. I mean, all these things can be grown hydroponically. So
Yeah. And then
that would be the way to go for sure.
JXX brings up a great point, and also in the description, Jay, there's a link to get in, and it would be kind of cool to hear what you think. But the question you brought up was, would you eat people? And that's a tough question right there. Now, living out in the middle of an urban environment, and you're basically, it's a good question. I mean, we don't have the animals running around. We don't have the caribou and the elk and the deer and all that stuff. And to some point, depending on your preparations, if your preparations weren't good, if you didn't have the ability to grow vegetables, you'd still need some type of protein, whether you could grow beans or whatever the case was. But that's definitely a question that could be brought up, and it was, and it's his answer, I think, was, I don't think I'd last long enough to get that point. Really, it would be an extinction level event like Yosemite or nuclear war. Yeah, well, even like a plane crash. Think of that old movie. It's what do people do to survive, and it's basically what you have to have the will to live. And depending on what your thoughts and your abilities of wanting to come back to whatever you have the ability to come back to, whether it's your family at home or whatever the case is. I mean, people have done, they've done a lot worse. So I would say people do it. I would say if I was backed up to a wall, and I wanted to get home and my family was still alive, I would basically do whatever I needed to do.
It really does come down to a couple of different things. It's going to come down to desperation. It's going to come down to that will to survive and doing whatever it takes to survive. And it's just survival, right? It's going to come down to your morals and how strong you're going to hold to that. I mean, if you say there's no friggin' way, my family and I will die before we do that, well then I guess that's what it's going to be. And even under the most worst duress scenario, you say it's not going to happen. We're going to progressively get sick and sick and sick, and then we're going to die because we're not eating well enough. And you still aren't going to go to that level, then I guess you're not going to go to that level. Would somebody do it? I don't know. You know what? It's going to come down to a lot of things. Here's the thing: is this?
They have done it.
Let's not even go to that aspect of it. Not even go that severe. You might find you're going to have problem eating their own pets.
Yeah.
In the war, from what I heard, there wasn't a cat left in Holland. Right?
There wasn't a rat left either.
My point. So, but here's the other aspect is that you have people out there who've never skinned anything, who've never killed anything, certainly. Who've never done anything like that. Who've never had blood on their hands, besides maybe their own, And even then, maybe they've never had that. So.
Well, for sure. Even someone buying where'd Misfit go? I think that's what it said. Misfit something. Come on back, buddy. If you take a whole chicken from the store that's already been gutted, cleaned, right? Just some females reaching in to grab the gizzards and the neck, like that's not happening. You know what I mean? So you take that aspect of people never doing anything like that to all the way to, like you said, skinning an animal, now jumping way over here and now having human. Like that's a massive step.
Right.
I think in the fire service and like with your job as a paramedic, we unfortunately see a lot of that. I can kind of just, I look at it and I don't take it as, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's just the body part. You know what I mean? We can kind of separate ourselves a little bit from the reality of pain and all that other stuff just from getting callous after seeing it time and time again. So I think we have a better ability to cope with that kind of stuff if that was ever the case. But right, yeah, for someone that couldn't clean the chicken, already cleaned chicken with just the stuff in it, to now having to skin something is definitely, once you grab that warm flesh and that fur, if we were talking about the rabbit, that's enough to freak people out right there. You know what I mean? With the bloody hand of hot, warm blood and a bunch of fur in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think some people think that's fathomable. I think people watching this right now are probably all in the same zone as we are. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But
I mean that's just it too. I mean, Jay makes a point. You know what I mean? He'd rather eat a human than his pet. And there's those people who are going to say, well, you know what? I'm not going to trust anybody. Period. I'm by myself. That's the way it is. Then you have those aspects too. So people are say, well, you know what? I'd rather eat a human being than my pet. I find more value in a pet. My dog, for instance. A dog, man, a dog is pretty valuable, no doubt about it. Dog can help you hunt. A dog can keep you company. A dog can be good security. Dog can also be, besides an asset, can also be a hindrance. A dog could get you killed if the dog's not well trained enough. And
yeah, if he's barking and giving your location away, yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, it could be a hindrance and get you killed. So there's all these different aspects to think about. That certainly.
Oregon and Jay, you guys should jump on here and get some. Basically, Oregon said that, like the Donner Party, the situation like the movie Alive, eating someone who died, maybe, but killing someone to eat them, like the movie The Road, I don't think I could. And I would agree with that too. Those guys were basically had frozen, frozen bodies sitting there, and as much as it was a human, it was something to keep them alive, and it did. I mean, it's a true movie, basically. So.
Yeah, it's a true story, absolutely. Yeah. And that's really what's going to come down to. So here it comes down to the bottom line is this: if you're not in a position that well, I guess it just about matters if you. How the hell do I explain that? If you don't think this scenario could ever take place, ever, then don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't ever give it a second thought. If you think it's a probability, then I strongly, strongly suggest you start to have some kind of preparation in mind and go beyond just putting stuff in your basement. Go beyond that, and really, at the very least, understand the concepts of a long-term survival scenario. Because if you have no clue, then you could very well be faced with the decision to say, I'll let myself die. I'll have to eat my pet. I'll have to eat a rat. I'll have to consume a dead body. Depending on a lot of different things. That's it. I mean, that's the reality. So we're gonna get somebody who's a vegetarian on here in a minute and say you can live just fine.
Well, and it's funny because I don't consider a meal until it has some type of meat on it.
Well, yeah.
Like right now,
Yeah, I get that completely.
Yeah.
I was raised with a meat and potato kind of freaking supper. I mean, that was how I was raised. I was raised on a farm. I was raised before that I was raised in a hunting reserve camp. So I mean, it was always wild game. But then I was setting my own snares at 7 years old. My son can outfish me in a day, and he's 7. You know what I mean? He's an amazing fisherman.
Yeah,
and
mine outfish me too.
Yeah, he has no problem cleaning the fish. He can catch the fish, bait the hook. He'll stay out until it's pitch dark, and not even bat an eye at it. You know what I mean? Catch the fish, bring the fish into the, clean the fish. He's learned how to do that this past summer.
Nice.
He's watched me cook the fish. He's helped me cook the fish. He understands the concept of smoking fish, curing it. Next year will be, who knows where we'll go next year with it,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do. I mean, it sounds like he's definitely on his way. I would say my son's farther behind than he is for sure. He's definitely a good fisherman, but he's not the best at cleaning them. He's getting to the point where he doesn't mind grabbing them and cutting them and all that kind of stuff. But, like for a good fillet, he's ruining more meat than he's...
Well, I mean, my son hasn't really done the fillet thing at all. But he understands. Like I said to him, I go, okay, you're going to take this fish, you're going to clean it, and you're going to put it on the fire, right? And so he can do that. He'll take it, gut it, clean it, wash it off, so bring it up, and put it on the rock. You know what I mean? To cook it. So
yeah.
and was quite proud of himself when he did it, right? So, yeah. So it's the idea again is, you know what I mean. Everything starts in the world with mindset and knowledge. There's your first basic block to everything. Mindset and knowledge, right? And then, you know, the next one, well, for mindset and knowledge is resources and planning, right?
And then the vault, right?
Well, I'm sorry?
And then the vault.
And then the vault, yeah.
And then the vault. Fat Man's with us.
How is he?
Love the Fat Man. Get your ass in here, Fat Man. The link's in the description. Any of you guys want to jump in, jump in. We're just having fun.
He's talking to whose dog? Now, you want to see somebody on an off topic make a dog, a chili dog? Fat Man can make a dog? Oh,
Fat
my
Man
God.
can do it.
I still remember that video. He had these chili dogs. These chili dogs were something, oh, my God, they were so good looking. Man, oh, man. Man alive, I tell you, that's perfect.
I'm still cracking up over Jarhead's video. That was the best damn video I've ever seen. I put that on there. I said, this is the best effing video I've seen you make.
It was, he held ass on that video, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I bet you he has. I haven't even looked, but because I commented on the Google Plus, so it doesn't have all the other comments on there. But he's probably got a shit ton of comments on that one. It's awesome.
Oh, I still have it open. I'll tell you exactly what he's got.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, he's got 176 views, 117 likes, 9 dislikes, and he has 162 comments.
How could you dislike that unless you got fat fingers?
Well,
what's up, fat man?
Chili dog.
How you doing, brother?
chili dog.
Chili dog.
Absolute best chili dog on the freaking face of the planet was made that night. Sweet, sweet, sweet. This is the first man. This is the first time I've ever been in a live chat with you, Fat Man. The very first time.
You too, I think.
Yeah, I definitely bank on it, for sure. Yep, man, that's pretty decent. I feel quite privileged to be in the chat with you, I must say.
It's not too bad, Mr. General, sir.
Well, I tell you, like I said, you got some good stuff out there. I haven't seen a video of many lately. I've been flat out busy. I'm trying to get a website up and going for the free time that I have, and let me tell you, that is a hell of a lot of work for a hick like myself, I must say. I don't know, but
yeah, I haven't seen any comments from the old General Banner lately.
No, I've been flat out. I heard a bunch of ruckus on Jarhead's channel, and I went, "What's going on with this? What's going on with this?" And I went over, looked at it, and went, "Oh, I see. Okay, there we go." Yeah, made time for a live chat there the other night and Saturday, 2 back to back, and I was almost late for my own. Well, I was certainly late for my own show. And,
JXX said he was worried that his neighbors would hear him screaming. Oh, Mr. Bullet Point's here. Thanks, Fat Man, you're everywhere. Hey, all. What's up, Mr. Bullet Point? Who else is in here? Got Oregon Misfit, Mud in C.
Well,
links below, Mr. Bullet Point. If you want to jump in under the description, we're just BS and having fun. Originally, we started this off as a 2019 shit hit the fan kind of scenario and what our preparations were going to be and all the chaos that was going on around here, but yeah, you can only do that for so long.
2019.
Yeah, you missed it. It was world chaos and you missed it, Fat Man. Were you prepared?
Yeah, sure.
It sounds like you survived.
Yeah. Well, I got a piece of gear today. I got it's called EDC gear, and that's it right there. Let me just see if I can find a camera there. EDC gear.
What is that thing?
This is Jar Keeper. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, you can hang it from a lanyard or whatever around your neck or whatever. It's just basically a little keeper.
So it's a mini flask then.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's waterproof certainly. But you can undo both ends. And basically, it's just a keeper, right? So you can keep anything dry or whatever, a little, maybe a fire starter kit, or keep your money in there if you wanted to, bills or something like that, or whatever. But anyway, my wife picked it up for me, and I didn't know she ordered it, but she thought it was kind of neat. And I said, yeah, all right, so it came in the mail today. You can put a little lanyard through there.
Yeah. Aluminum?
Yeah, aluminum. Yeah, both ends come off. It comes with a extra set of O-rings on it and everything else, and lightweight.
You can turn it into a can.
Yeah. You can make something pretty serious if you could get some couplings for it or something.
Yeah.
Put it on your wrist rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is made of aluminium. I mean, you could probably certainly even take the O-rings off it there and screw it on tight. Probably even boil a little bit of water in it. Not much, a couple ounces, but I mean, geez.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
neat little deal. So I thought that was kind of cool. So.
Does Mr. Bullet Point ever jump on any chats?
Uh,
Huh? There's
I don't know.
I've never seen him on.
All right, there's a description below if you want to jump in, Mr. Bullet Point.
I'm not sure.
I think I've seen him once before. I don't know. Maybe it was one of his videos I saw. I mean, I've seen a lot of his videos, but I think,
Not too smart for me.
yeah. Me too.
I don't think I've ever seen him on a chat though. I don't know.
He got no new cool gear in it.
Yeah. I tell you who's got all the great gear is Living Survival, man. He always has some cool ass shit. That titanium stove that you pack in, it's really thin, but that wood stove, man, that was the coolest shit I ever saw.
I just saw one. What was that dude? A new fella over there in England somewhere, Outdoor Lip 1. Y'all should check him out.
I've seen him.
I haven't seen it yet.
He built a little bitty stove. It looks just like my wood stove in my house, but it's like that big. Got the door, and the dang screw-on flue and everything.
That's cool. I worked in Wyoming for a while on a hunting ranch, and we had one of those in each tent. It was like the canvas tents. Man, those things were bitching. It just sucks when you wake up in the morning if the fire hasn't been kept alive.
Right.
Freeze your ass off.
That's a cool dude. Cool new channel.
What's his name?
Outdoor Lip 1, and it's all lowercase.
Lip, L-I-P?
Yeah, Outdoor Lip space with just the 1 behind it.
All right, I'll have to take a look at it. So what have you been up to, Fat Man?
Let's see. Buying and selling. Got electrocuted by a hot tub. That's about it for the day.
Good deal, that is.
Well, at least you made it out of that one, huh?
Right. I flipped the wrong breaker. I thought I had the right breaker, and I flipped the breaker, but it was to my building, which I'm sitting in now. And I went to put a new little heating unit on the old jacuzzi, and
That's funny. Did your hair start smoking? Your beard?
No. Fingernail kind of turned a little weird looking yellow.
Yeah, could have been worse.
Sure. It was 220 too.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, buddy.
Whew. Oh, Derplinkster, what's up, buddy?
Uh-oh.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Plinkster is another person I've never been in a live chat with.
I haven't either. Thanks for coming on, bud.
I have a few times. About 2 maybe.
Really?
He's quiet. He's a quiet guy.
How's your night, Derplinkster? Maybe he's working on his audio stuff.
Yeah, I think he does it through his phone too.
Oh, does he? Okay. You're running through a pad or something, aren't you? Or is it a computer? No?
Yeah, laptop.
Laptop. All right. Well, very cool.
In the internal there, I put Outdoor Lip 1's link in there for you, 6.
Oh, cool. I don't know how to do all that shit.
His,
I don't either. That was just a...
what's the link for?
What?
Oh, gotcha.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'll sub him right now.
He's a cool kid. He's a cool cat, man. Cool cat.
He's got 222 subscribers. I tell you, he's a cool cat. Hold on a sec. Let me subscribe to this before I forget. Wolf Diamond. Have you met her yet?
Yep.
She is cool. She's always
Yep.
commenting on the videos. Great person to have as a sub. She's starting
Oh,
to
yeah.
do her own videos, which is cool. She's got some stuff out right now. Yeah, she's good to have for sure.
That's messed up. Get it? It's outdoor clip or outdoor lip one. I mean, I subbed and you subbed, and yet he still got 221 subscribers or 222 subscribers. What he had when we started. I don't know.
Google, man, I don't know.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
It might take a while. I don't think I don't get them. I don't get them instantly.
I lost 100 exact subscribers. Don't know how. Don't know why. I just
Exactly 100.
Exactly 100. Gone. And that was like a week and a half.
So that means
week and a half ago.
That means you're still at 100,000 or something like that.
Yeah, well, but every single person matters. See, and now I don't know where they all went to. Certainly, you know, it just was weird. I didn't understand it.
I've been losing views.
Mr. Bullet Point said you should have done a video of you getting zapped in the hot tub. That would have been a good video. You would have got a couple million views.
Wasn't in it, jackass.
You weren't planning on it.
He's a great guy, man.
Go do it again, and then this time get the camera set up.
No, sir.
Let's see.
No.
We'll go over the notes here. We got Mr. Bullet Point says he doesn't see Der Plinkster. Maybe he's still on the thing, right?
No, I don't see him up there either. That's strange.
He's on the little screen deal. Do you show him on your little screen?
Yeah, he does. He shows on my side, but he doesn't show on the exterior. He's like literally invisible.
He's like a ninja.
Hang on, I'm gonna try something here. Hang on.
That's weird. Maybe that's why he can't talk. He's still on the. Yeah, banner's gone.
He's not muted. Yeah.
No.
He might be. He's trying some of that fancy shit.
Yeah, General Banner's back. No, he's still there.
Well, he's still there.
Maybe his volume's turned all the way down.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's still there. I just refreshed it because I thought, well, I'll come out and come back in again. Maybe he wouldn't be there, right? But he's still there. Okay, that's strange.
I don't know.
Well then.
He comes in our after chats every now and again.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's always commenting.
He's been with me a long time.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to like talk with him, so maybe tonight will be the night. Got Oregon saying that stockpile and shit did get somewhat normal. Hell yeah, a couple years probably be okay, but the people who eat at McDonald's every night are not going to make it. You know, we were talking about that, General Banner and I, before we went online, and we were talking about how the United States could basically, what was the term you used, Luke?
What?
Remember when we were talking about the cattle boats?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, what was the question that you brought up? The U.S. should be able to what?
Well, be self-reliant.
Self-reliant. Yeah, we talked about the meat, basically, and I was talking to him about how Australia, they send these boats over with, tons and tons of head of cattle on it, and by the time they get here, they've grown from small calves all the way up to grown steers, and then they get butchered, processed, and turned into patties by the time they hit the United States.
12 minutes. 12 minutes from the time they get butchered, like the time they actually get dispatched to the time that they're basically done and processed. It's 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
That's what I read.
And that's the meat you're basically seeing in all the fast food restaurants. So what I was getting to was, I don't believe the United States, at least right now, we couldn't suffice with our meat supply. There's just not enough live animals. There's not enough people growing, raising their own cattle and chickens and all that crap.
It's falling. That's for damn sure. I mean, even around my area, the damn the fields and the farms just one after another. Boop 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 boop. Gone 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 gone.
Yeah.
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 I have a friend that's in his uncle is a big dairy farmer in Texas, and he's saying the problem with dairy is basically the water supply. If you were to take regular cattle, right? They're basically going to piss into the ground. It's all going to get filtered and go back into your water table per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with dairy is they fill up the water. The cows drink the water. They make milk. The milk gets sucked off, processed, and sent everywhere else. So none of that water is going back into the ground. So if you were to take that and think of a huge dairy, you're losing, I don't know how many gallons of water a day, but you're losing a ton of water that's never being replenished. It's not getting pissed and shit and put back into the earth in that area. So they're having a lot of water problems. The dairy farmers are having a lot of water problems because of the water.
The water table period's going down like a son of a bitch. I saw a thing on that the other night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that water's getting shipped. Well, it's milk at that time, but it's getting shipped away.
Yeah, and everybody, like I say, when it rains or whatever, like water table underneath the damn surface or whatever, everybody's pumping that shit out, and it's not refilling fast enough. It can't, and that's not worth a damn.
Yeah.
I'm on 2 wells right now.
How many gallons are you getting a minute? How many gallons are you getting a minute?
Oh shit, I don't even know. I'd have to go back there and look. Enough to supply 2 showers, 2 water heaters. I don't know, maybe.
So it's sufficient then, right now.
Yeah, I don't know. The one pump, it's on a hand crank on the old one, but I don't know. It's probably. I don't know. It's slow. Maybe 30. I don't know.
30. See, out here, 35 is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I went back to saying to you before. But if you were out there living off the land, certainly, if you're talking about the mix and so on, as long as you're living by a renewable source, and I mean that by every step of the word, renewable water source, renewable, food source, if you can, again, people say, well, why would you want to go and bug out to the wilderness? Well, it would have to be a pretty extreme scenario for me to do that, certainly. And if I did do that, I would be certainly going to a place that I already had pre-prepared. And why would you do that? Well, because you're less energy spent on acquiring the things that you're going to need, i.e. firewood, depending on if you're living in an area where you're going to have to heat your home or your homestay, you're going to need to heat that. So the firewood is basically is close. Your food source, water source, so on and so forth. These things are, security. All these things, isolation. All these things are going to be something that you're going to have to consider. So, but again, how much resources are you going to need for that per energy spend as well? So that's also something to consider. If you're thinking about staying in one particular area, then you're going to have to make sure that you have good management of even the wildlife, because even the natives certainly would follow food sources. So, again, how far are you going to go? Do you have horses that can do some of this work? Can you maintain the horses? Keep them secure? And again, do you have enough horses to have little horses when the time comes, because your horses could get hurt, maimed, whatever the case is. Cattle.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to maintain your horses, whether it's shawing them or being able to give them the antibodies that they need if they're, in pain or whatever the case is, if they twist an ankle.
That's getting rough if you're talking about a crash or something. That's going to be it can be hard to take care of a fucking chicken, no less than a horse.
Well, if you did it right, chicken take care of itself and just let it free range, but you still got to protect the chicken, right?
Right.
So have that nothing comes to take your chicken, right? Or fox, coyote, whatever the case is.
Yeah, anything.
You put a donkey in with your chickens and let your stuff like that. Donkey will protect a lot of things. You know what I mean?
I know, it's pretty amazing how that can work out.
Goats will do it too.
You got
donkey's as good as a dog. is that, you know, donkey can actually do a little bit more. Donkey can pull more weight, you know, carry more weight, and still can act as a great guard dog. You know,
it'll kill a coyote.
Oh, absolutely. So the
Yeah.
chickens will know better. Chickens will actually hide and walk over the donkey, and the donkey's okay with that, right? Especially if they're raised around each other, right? So anytime that there's any kind of threat, ducks and chickens and stuff like that will go to the donkey or the horse because they know that that won't take no shit from nobody, you know. So
Where you hide that processor? In your cap, in your brain, in your ear?
well, yeah, well, no, growing up with that stuff, I guess, you know.
This joker here, boy.
Yeah, no, I just grew up with that, right? I mean, you know, I don't know.
Well,
Like I said,
yeah.
I'm trying to design a website right now, and I have no freaking clue. Meanwhile, someone go, oh yeah, that's easy. You just have to go in here and you take this widget and you put it into here, and then you have to go into CCS or CSS and come down here and change some code here. And I go, yeah, right.
Yeah, no shit.
And then I ask the same question. So where exactly is this processor that you store all this information on? Because I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
I have to download every video like 3 times now because it doesn't go on the right channel. It pisses me off.
Right.
Yeah, you get used to that too, but
I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong.
Well, I just, you know, I'm in the, I don't, not per se live like that, but I'm kind of in the molasses type. It's a slow type thing, you know, in this area. It's kind of relaxed and slow, and that joker right there is wide open, 24/7, and it's like, whoa, shit.
It's like that here.
I love it though.
Oh, but Fat Man, it's like that here too, buddy. I mean, it's where I moved to. Certainly, is very, very laid back. It's so laid back, you know, and it's almost so laid back that I go, okay, look, you know what? This is unnecessary. We don't have to be quite this laid back.
Right. Everybody, get up.
Not a traffic light on the island where I live. No traffic lights at all. Not one.
Well, there's only 4 cars.
Well, no, certainly there's more cars. You know. There's 2,200 people living on the island. And the island is about 35, I don't know, 35, no, shit, not even that. 27 kilometers long, essentially, by 17 kilometers wide, thereabouts. So, I don't know, man.
Bud Steve brings up a good point. Why do people think they should bug out? A plan B is BS. Your resources are at home. That's true. He brings up a good point. You know, all the shit you're going to store. I mean, people do bury it and do all that and have a plan B. I know Luke's big into planning that stuff, and that's good.
Yeah.
But, you know, you have, as long as you, and the hard part is can you protect your property so that you don't have to worry about a plan B? You know, to some point, somewhere, somehow, when you're all looking healthy and everybody else looks like they're starving and haven't eaten for 4 months.
Well, they ain't gonna see me. I'm not even gonna show myself. Well, I got a damn foundation. This house is just thick and old rock walls and stuff like that, and screw them. They're gonna have to come dig me out.
Hey, Fat Man, are you married?
No.
You're not married? Okay. Yeah, General Banner and I were talking about, and I think, who was it? We were talking about women and the shit hits the fan kind of deal. It was brought up by Colin, or who was that, Banner? So I don't screw it up.
Who brought it up?
Yeah, who brought up that one conversation on Google?
Oh, it was, I think it was Joe Prophet.
Joe Prophet? Okay.
Yeah, if Joe Prophet sees this, and I apologize, but I thought it was Joe Prophet who had actually brought it up. I seen it on the Facebook page.
Oh, on a Facebook? Yeah, I saw it on something. I can't remember. But I thought it was a great question, and it's like, okay, so you're married, you have 2 kids, but you know what? The guy down there's a couple of hoodlums down the way, and they're looking at your wife like, hey, that would be nice to have. You know,
right?
What are some of the... That's going to be tough, man. You're basically going to have to hide your... your daughters and your wife, and keep them definitely hidden, maybe dressed to look like men, and to keep them a little more protected, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's and again we went into a little bit more depth in that. Is that again it comes down to accountability, right? I mean, you can't hold people accountable. Right? They're going to walk all over you because there's nothing there to hold them accountable. Besides,
there's no rules.
Right? Exactly. You are Plan A, right? And to further that point, you know, we talk about, well, you know what, hey, my home is my castle and so on and so forth, and I get that. That is a great analogy, and I agree with that analogy. If anybody goes back in my vault, they'll see the videos where I talked about that. Bugging out is basically the absolute last resort, right? You don't. Why? Well, because you've prepped for your home. That's the idea. You should have gone beyond that and prepped to prepare for, you know, an attack as well. You should have numbers, because then you can stop the threat not at your doorstep. You can stop it out, you know, 500 meters away from the house, keeping them away from the house to begin with. Because here's the thing: if you try to stop them at the doorstep, and you're not too that good at it, and you've only got you and your wife and so on and so forth, and someone sneaks up and sets fire to your house, then what? So, you know, somebody will say, well, that's not going to happen. Hang on a second. We have to consider probabilities. When you do any kind of risk assessment on anything, and this one is, quite frankly, something you need to do a risk assessment on. So therefore, if it's a probability and not an impossibility, you have to have a plan B. So a plan B is not necessarily bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, plan B is FEMA. Plan B is the government, right?
That's plan Z for me, man.
If you don't like that plan B, then you better come up with your own plan B, right? And that plan B is where your potential bug out comes into play, right? Plan B for bug out. And you know, but your plan A, of course, is to stay indoors, right? I mean, because you can put the most time and resources into where you live, certainly. That makes good sense. And then again, if you're, you know, JX just said, you know, people with vehicle bug out plans in a city are crazy. They won't get anywhere. This is where you have to do your risk assessment and so on and so forth and gather your knowledge. You have to understand what it is you're looking at. If you see something, the signs of a potential collapse or a potential shift scenario, then you need to understand what that looks like. And to say, hey, you know what, I might be wrong, but I'm thinking, you know what, if this scenario goes full blown, I can't stop it if my neighbor sets fire to his own house through stupidity and now risks the fire setting up to my house, right? What about the people who are going to bug in and they're in apartment buildings, right? Are they now a target? Is it now what are you going to do? Have you got enough people in the apartment building to defend the apartment building? You know, and then how long are you going to be able to stay there? How long is sanitation going to work? How long is sanitation going to work in your home, right? All these things need to be planned for if you're going to bug in, per se. And if you're going to bug out, where are you going to? You can't just decide that in the moment. Good luck to you.
And that's the hard part. I really think, like, you're going to have a few days. Like, I was taking into consideration, I always kind of break down, like, every riot you see. You know, and you can see it progress from town to town. You know it's walking down the street, especially when you're watching it on TV. You know where it's going. You know, I think of it as LA's like an hour from you. You could basically tell as it's getting closer, you know, so you should be a lot smarter in your process, unless you're right in the middle of some chaotic shit like an earthquake where the bridges have collapsed and now you're stuck basically in a box in an urban environment. But you should have some time to get at least back to your, you know, and it depends on where you live. Like you said, if you live in an apartment complex that's a huge one, or a condominium or whatever it's called, you know, that's going to be a lot harder than, per se, living in a house. You know what I mean?
When we had an incoming hurricane here, where my backyard is basically in the harbor. So if I thought for a second that the storm surge waters were going to rise beyond 10 feet, which would now affect my house.
You've done that.
If I thought was going to be out, you know, it's nothing for me to say, okay, we're going to activate Plan B, right, for a temporary basis, and we're going to head inland, right, and we're going to go beforehand. Why? Because we have pre-sight onto the scenario that's about to unfold. So if you're wrong, so what? You can always come home, and you might be coming home to a fucking disaster, something that you couldn't stop. So what are you going to do, right? Well, you can defend your castle. Well, not against natural disasters. So I'm not suggesting you go out to the fucking woods. What I'm suggesting is you go up to upstate Uncle Jack's house, right? And why? That's your emergency plan, and you've already planned that. Years ago, you'd planned that.
And you've already put a cache of stuff there.
Yeah, exactly. Or you've got a few caches along the way. Even.
The people that think, you know what's funny is the preppers, right? I mean, I'm obviously one, but it's like all your buddies are all, I'm coming to your house. Well, fuck you are. You better come with a bunch of shit, because you're just gonna be the next freaking dude I smoke off the side of a hill if I have
Damn
to.
right. Damn right. I'm gonna put you on the grill too. That water I saved out there ain't for him, son. Now we can work together. You know,
Yeah,
no problem.
exactly. If
I know
you
if
bring,
I know
if
if
you
you
bring
got
some
like that
shit,
on me.
yeah, it drives me nuts when they say, "Oh, I'm coming to your house."
Yeah, I'll be damned.
I mean, most of them that say that are good friends, and you know, I keep my stuff pretty tight. I don't let too many people know unless you're on YouTube and know who I am. But
You give a shit.
but it's like, I don't want you coming to my house, not unless you got some shit to offer, you know.
But again, that's a good social game. And that's what we're talking about, certainly. And so if that is the case, then you might have had that predetermined, saying, look, you know what, hey, you're high up in the hills, and you've got a pretty good isolated area, and so on and so forth. And you know what, I'm going to start stashing some stuff at your place in case I got to get up that way. Would that be all right? And you're like, yeah, you know what, no problem. But keep in mind, you definitely need to be able to bring your shit. Because here's the thing, I prepared for 2 months for the family. I've got 5 people in my family. I've prepared for 2 years, and I've got it figured out, right? If you come up here, I've now cut my resources in half, which means that basically I've just given myself 50% chance of survival beyond 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 years. So that has to be considered. Now, if you're going to be the good Samaritan and the good Christian person that you are in regular everyday life, there's still the aspect of self-preservation. You'll say, well, yeah, self-preservation is no good in my moral compass if I don't take care of others who come knocking on my door. And I go, well, where does that stop? Right? So you let the first person in, and you let the second person in, and now you let the third person in. Now you go from 2 years down to freaking 6 months.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, your year supply went to 3 months.
Exactly. Well, you know what? You'll die a nice person and a good person, and I guess that'll work out well when you get to your maker. So you might as well just not prepare it at all then.
That's the thing. I mean, you got to think of it that way. You know, we talked about people eating people, but how about turning people away? It's the same thing. It's obviously not the same thing, but it's like, hey, you're gonna have to somewhere go, you know what? I'm sorry, dude. If you would have been here a year ago and helped me prepare and spent money and time and effort and plans, you know, maybe.
Chicken who makes the bread, right?
Well, you know who Jay brought up a good point about, you know, it's kind of off the topic, but it's about pellet guns, and I've been wanting to do a video. I keep a pellet gun in my truck because, well, luckily right now I have the ability to conceal carry, but for anybody that doesn't have the ability, fucking put a nice pellet gun in the back of your truck. It's not considered a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can kill, like they said, rabbits, squirrels, something to eat or whatever, and it's protection shit. If you have nothing, if you have a stick and somebody's shooting a high-powered pellet at your ass, you may think different. You may want to just leave. You know what I'm saying?
I did a video today about it.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah. I keep like a case of MREs. I keep a bunch of emergency waters in my vehicle, a little fire kit just in the back of my truck. You know, there's that space between the back seat, and a rifle, a pellet gun with like 1,000 rounds of 177s.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got 1,000 rounds of something I can shoot.
Yeah, I use my blowgun too.
There you go. See, we can't have those here.
Really?
We can't have shit here.
California?
Yep. But yeah, I mean, a pellet gun is a kick-ass. I mean, I've killed so many squirrels at my house with that pellet gun. It's crazy.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you guys keep prepping more secretive? Just let family know, maybe.
People don't pay much mind here. I mean, this is the thing, right? This is why it was a strategic move on our part to move here.
Well, everybody kind of lives like that out there, right? Because
they're only a generation away from being true prepared people. Because I mean, everybody's parents, you know, pissed and shit in outhouses here. I mean, everybody like that. I mean, everybody's parents did that stuff, right? So, you know, back when my wife's parents were growing up here, they still remember when the first car made it to the island, and there was only one car here for a few years, where you know, and that was kind of the way it was. So. They still remember when the first people had a telephone. The first, you know, person had rumor of having an inside toilet, inside plumbing, and all this other stuff. I mean, they remember that. They remember back 20 years ago when horses were wild, running free on this island. You could capture a horse and you trained it when it was young, and now you had a horse to haul wood, haul water.
Canadian rodeo.
Right. I mean, so it was the idea is that you know what? It's not that far back. They still preserve fish the way they used to 100 years ago here, right? Even people my age, they, still go and get their caribou, and then they still preserve it the same way they did 100 years ago.
Well, Misfit, just kind of jump off thing. He's kind of embarrassed about his prepping, but you know what? There's a lot of shows that make preppers look retarded, and you can be on one end. I mean, you can have a fire extinguisher or a spare tire on your car, and you're preparing for a flat. You're preparing for a fire. I mean, it's just the depth of what you want to go. And I think Jay brought up the question earlier was, do you keep it kind of secretive? I mean, I work at a firehouse, so the guys in the firehouse know I got some stuff, but I don't, like, people at my kids' schools, I don't sit there and talk prepping to them or any of those guys. Just very close friends.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Well, it's the same thing here. I mean, look, you know what? If you have a conversation, you'll know in the first little while whether or not you're open to a concept of speaking with them. They're open to being educated. If not, well then, quite frankly, why would I waste my time? I have this community I can get that out of my system with if I want to talk and bounce ideas off of and increase my knowledge about things. Right?
Yeah.
This is what I love about this YouTube community, is that it doesn't matter what topic, you can always find somebody doing a video on it to expand your knowledge, to concrete potentially as being right. And that's the other thing. You might have an idea and a plan, and you think, or an idea about a certain topic, and say, yeah, I'm pretty confident with that. But what you can get from here is something to add to it, something to dismiss from your plan as not being the greatest idea, and replace it with something somebody else has as a better idea. And people shouldn't be afraid to do that, not be locked in. But then again, it also concretes the idea that what you have put in place is a prepared mindset is an accurate one. So, that to me that makes good sense. But,
oh, for sure, and it's basically a group of individuals that have the same mindset, like you're saying. They can sit down and talk on a chat like this, and the 11 viewers that are watching, they could be learning something, or they're chiming in and helping us learn something on the external chat. So it makes it definitely learn a lot. I mean, shit, I'd rather watch YouTube than watch TV. At least you're learning something, unless you're watching some dumb shit on YouTube like, the Super Bowl dances or whatever the hell you want to watch. But you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot from YouTube. I mean, we had a guy the other day who was trying to change something at the fire station, some oil pump or some crap, and I'm like, look it up on YouTube. And sure as shit, there's probably 50 videos on how to change, I can't remember what it was, some type of fuel filter or something.
Oh, buddy, I get so much knowledge from there. I had no idea. I mean, in the beginning, I'm sitting there going, all right, the hot water tank went down. And I said, okay, I could pay somebody to come out and fix it, or I could go on YouTube and probably find somebody to teach me how to do it. And
Hell yeah.
The guy took me step by step on the exact same water heater that I had.
Exactly.
And Fat Man, the first thing he said to me is shut off the power. I said, no shit.
Right?
Shut the power off to the right building.
I tried that today, yeah. I said, oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your
420
fingers-
home set, buddy.
420. Yeah, dude, I'm coming up on a year that I've been on here, and it's the stuff I've learned. That there's no way, even if you research it all yourself, you're not going to get, like you say, to get the feedback and the people throwing in their 2 cents. It's just not going to happen. I don't give a shit how hard you research everything.
Oh, God, you're so right there. And the thing is they've already taken the 2-year course and sifted through it and give you what you absolutely need to know. Right?
Yeah, they file all the bullshit out of it and give you the 20-minute topic.
Sure.
Exactly. Look, and here's the other thing, too. They go, look, there's 5 different things you could buy to serve this purpose. Let me tell you, those 4 of them are absolute shit. This is the one you go to. So think about saving the money, the time, and everything else that you save as well.
Hey, well, anybody who watched my video the other day saved $20 on those stupid-ass digital freaking camo pattern deals. Things are pieces of shit.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing I'm saying.
I was so pissed when I tried those out.
I hear you. I completely hear you.
There you go. And Jay brings up a good point too. When you break something, you can't figure out how to put it back together. Bam, YouTube's right there.
Yeah. I took apart my dishwasher the other day, and I looked on YouTube. I couldn't actually figure it out, so finally had to do it on my own. And turned out it was a clog pump, and I had to take it all apart and find it. And of course, it was the last fucking thing I took apart. But anyway, and then I got it all back together again and put it back in there. And I said, "My God, let's go see if this works." Went, turned the power back on, and son of a bitch, it worked pretty good. So,
Right.
Hell yeah, YouTube rocks, man.
good thing for sure.
So you're at 1 year, huh, Fat Man? I think I'm almost at 2 years, and you got.
Coming up on it, yeah. I think my first video was, I don't know, it was either February or March, I can't remember. Did it on my Luger pistol. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. You got probably the most impressive knife collection I've ever seen.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know, buddy. I'm telling you. I think there's only 2 other people that I know of that's got as many knives as you do, and that's one is G Mangos, and the other one is Urban Suburban, Canadian. Yeah. The only other 2 people I think that's got as impressive a collection as you do.
Yeah, I don't have the high dollar collection, but I enjoy the $20 and under. I love that stuff.
Yeah, man, oh man.
If it's worth the crap.
That's when he's not giving them all away.
There's some wicked blades. Wicked.
Hey, that last party started, the Let's Get the Party Started #1 when Zombies R Us gave out those little, I won a 9mm barrel that goes inside, a sleeve that goes inside your 12-gauge shotgun. I got that today. That's pretty damn cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that was cool.
I got the 22 ones for a 12 and a 20 gauge. That's all I've got right now.
That's nice.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't shot it yet, but it looks pretty damn cool. It's rifled too, which is cool.
Yeah. I'd like to have a 9mm.
Yeah, it's rifled. It's only like 3 inch, probably 4 inches long.
Yeah, that's all you need. It'll,
Kills your accuracy in long distance, but I mean, what a prepping idea, right? I mean,
yeah. For sure. At least if you came across a box of 9mm, you could be like, hey, I can make that work.
That's right. Exactly.
I mean, look at the barrel links on that little Ruger, like right there. I mean, that joker ain't no longer than a couple of inches.
I know. That's how my little car is, my 380.
Then look at that Smith. I mean, that joker ain't 1.5 inches. That ain't 2x4's wider than that.
Yeah.
True.
All you need is you get it going. You get it going, and
that's like this little guy. That's only got like 1.5 inches barrel, 2 inches.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I added some grip tape. This is one of the first days I've carried it in the pocket. See this grip tape right?
Yeah.
DeSantis, but it slips out of your pocket too easy. So I added the grip tape.
I hadn't tried the pocket carry yet.
Yeah, I don't prefer it, but I got a little fat in these pants, so I had to go to the pocket.
Right.
Nice.
It fit a little tight.
I get you.
It's funny.
Hell yeah.
What's up with their Plinkster? Hopefully he's got it figured out. He took a nap. Maybe I'll eject him and see if he can pop back in.
Like I said, he has trouble with it. He uses his phone. I know that.
Oh, hold on. You can't eject him. If you eject him, he can't pop back in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll kick him out of the chat permanently. Yeah, he won't be able to come back in this chat if you eject him. As far as I know.
I don't want to do that then.
Right. No.
Yeah, he's got to go through a bunch of crap. That happened to G Mangos on Jack's chat the other night, and he had to go through a bunch of junk just to get back on.
Hey, now, Fat Man, you ever heard of Olympia? Olympia knives? They're a cheap brand knife.
I don't think so.
No, I picked this little one up here, like for next to nothing really.
Right.
And
looks good.
I'll give you a look. Just a simple lock blade.
Yeah.
And yeah, not bad.
Good looking knife.
I'll check it out.
It's really decent.
Yeah. I
Super
love it. I
tight.
love the budget. I love the budget stuff. I mean, I love my expensive blades and all that stuff, but I'm really impressed when it's low cost and it's worth the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'll
hear
be
you.
right back.
Do your thing, buddy. Yeah. Oh, I hear what you're saying. And certainly there's some nice ones out there. I mean, that's kind of what I liked about Schrade. I mean, Schrade was putting out some pretty decent knives, and I got an opportunity there to review some of theirs, and I thought, well, shit, that's all right. And so I said to the guy, I said, well, look, I said, I'll review them, but I'm going to be honest about it. It's the only way I'm going to do it. And certainly, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they were all pretty decent. Fixed blade was okay, and folders were okay. Bayonet sucked out of that, though. Didn't like the bayonet at all. The bayonet was garbage.
Yeah, they put out some stuff last year that wasn't too great. But yeah, most of them I've had, I ain't had a problem with them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Olympia, Tool, Camo, whatever. Check it all out here. Yeah.
You just need one good knife, Fat Man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're right. I mean,
Per day.
per day. What was that? My buddy told me something. He's like, "Damn, you got so many." He said, what if the zombies come at you or they coming at me or whatever? Everybody gets a fresh blade."
Everybody gets a fresh blade, yeah.
He said 300 of them rush your house. Everybody gets a fresh blade, right? I said, yeah, there you go.
That's exactly it.
We got to take them out of the boxes fast.
Oh, they're out.
Buddy, Case now, they make a really nice knife. Case does.
Oh yeah.
I got a little tiny one right here from Stan, Deep South Experience.
I love Stan the Man.
Yeah, and I got that there in a prize pack that I'd won from him. And
That's my buddy.
Just a tiny little thing, man. I tell you, keep an edge. Oh, geez, buddies, just keep an edge. Gorgeous. Sure. Just wicked. And yeah, like that one. And then Opinel is these France-made blades. And these ones here, it's a flat grind, true flat grind, right? And that's it. Was that there an 8 or a 9? That's a 9 you have there, isn't it? Or 8?
10.
It's a 10. I don't have a 10. I have a 7, 8, 9.
Those are too big for Canada. You have to have a permit.
No, we don't have any knife laws.
It said that have a permit.
We can't have butterfly knives. Although
It's
I have
like California's 10 round law. You can't have a 10.
We have 10 round laws too.
Yeah. Sharpest knife I've ever owned. Sharpest knife I've ever owned, for no doubt. Nicest Knives Jim sent me that one, and whatever he did, holy wow.
You can shave with it, huh?
Look, this one here, I've been carving like spoons and everything else with this sucker, and this I haven't sharpened it once. It is.
That's crazy. Yep.
It still shaves my arm hair. I mean, that is just wicked.
What's the steel on it?
I don't know. It says carbone on it. I don't know what it would be.
I don't know.
I'd have to look that up, I guess.
Another made in France. A simplistic design, been around since like right around 1900-ish.
Oh yeah. I mean, the way it locks too. I don't know if you can see this here, but when you see here, when you open it up, so you open it. I'll do this slow just in case my feeds were different. And you take this collar and you just turn the collar.
Yep.
And that's how she locks out.
Very simple.
And it probably floats.
It might.
It might too.
It might float up like a bobber like that. It might.
Yeah, it might float.
Sounds like the next video.
I'm just gonna say there's a video right there.
I'm not throwing it in the pond, but I'll try it in a bucket or something.
Yeah, I'll try it in a bucket too. I wouldn't throw it in a pond either. Now, I don't know, because I'll tell you what, the 9, if yours is a 10, I got my doubts up, buddy. I don't know, maybe, but that 9 is a lot heavier than the 8. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
It's a bigger blade, right? So.
I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Gorgeous.
Yep, Jim hooked me up. He sent me a nice fire steel too. I love that man.
Doom Chaser's here. Hey, Doom Chaser 1.
Doom Chaser.
Thanks for joining, buddy.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Thanks for the Olympia. No, I've never seen them. I'm gonna check them out now.
Yeah, it's like I said, pretty decent. They have quite a few different blades.
Mm-hmm.
I had a nice simpler one. And really, you know, what I would refer to as a gentleman's knife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're just well crafted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they got a really nice blade on them. And for being as cheap as they are, they're really quite well done. I mean,
I have seen them. I have seen them, but I've seen their utility knife.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know they made traditional stuff.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, it's definitely
Mm-hmm.
nice blade. You know, I don't know.
They got kitchen knives and all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Did you ever get your handcuffs there, Banner?
No, I haven't got them yet. It'll take a little while just because the last time I got something from Trade there, my last shipment I got from Trade was, I took like 6 weeks, I think, to get it. And it's got to clear customs. It'll be stuck in customs for a couple of weeks. They got to make sure I'm not a terrorist or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be getting two sets of handcuffs, and then I'll be getting two fixed blades. So I'm getting the SCHF 20, no, the SCHF 36 and 37. That's their new fixed blade survival blade. They're all over the place on YouTube, so I wanted to have a look at them. And
Yep.
A couple guys up here moose hunting and stuff like that. They went out and actually bought because of what I was talking about, and they had a chance to really look at it and play with the 26 that I got, and they really liked it. So they were asking about. They were on the catalog, and they said, "What about this 36 and 37?" I said, "Well, one shorter than the other." They said, "Yeah, no, but what do you think that'd be like?" And I said, "I'll get them and review them." So, and they'll probably go out and buy those too. I mean, because you can. I mean, shit, they're not freaking hell. You can pick them up for $27.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not expensive, and they're.
I don't know.
And you're not gonna freaking cry your face off if you freaking lose it neither. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's what I carry. My 2 big fixed blades are Trades.
Yeah. I mean,
I like
why not? Beat on them, and hell, even if you bought one for the year, how could you go wrong with that? You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. You say, well, there's one for the year. That's it. Okay. You take it, put it away, and get a brand new one for the next year. Shit. At a budget blade, I mean, hell, you can do that, right?
There's a lot of shit going on the externals right now.
Actually, it was behind me, but yeah, I like this one right here. I can't remember what it is. It's got a toolkit in the back end of it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say back end of it?
That's
I said back end of it, yes, sir.
Yeah. What is that?
SCHF1 SM. It's one piece of metal all the way from the tip to right here. It's one piece.
That's sweet.
Yeah, they milled it out of one piece of steel or whatever it is, you know. And then it's got a little toolkit, and you can take that out and put whatever you want in the metal, you know.
That's not the one I thought it was. Hang on a second. I got the catalog actually. I got both catalogs.
Is that the one you were talking about getting?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he was talking about this one.
No,
Is
that's
that
not
a
the one.
Trade? Oh, okay.
I got one here in Weston, Smith & Wesson's catalog. Yeah, I'm telling you what, this Smith & Wesson catalog, oh, buddy, that's like
Has
like
it got all the guns in it?
Yeah, no, this is just the blade edition, right?
Right.
Blade and tools and stuff. But yeah, in the now this is the actual Taylor brand catalog for all the different trade blades and Old Timer and Uncle Henry and.
Yeah, they bought them when they went out of business.
Imperial, yeah. The one I was thinking about was the SCHF 27, and the reason why, and it's got that tool that comes out the end of it there. I don't know if you can see that there. It's got that little tool.
Mm-hmm.
and that slides at the end of the handle.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a mean looking thing of it
there
too.
too. Yeah.
And they
It's,
build them, man. Look at how thick that one is.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's
3/8 of an inch, at least. Dang
Yep.
monster.
Definitely.
Rambo. Gorilla Tavern. Gorilla Tavern.
blade length. This particular one here is 6.6 inches, 9.9 ounces. Overall length of 11.5 inches.
Yeah, that's not a bad weight for that size either.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? The yeah, I mean, I got the 26 is 13.6 ounces. And she's a heavy brute, man. I mean, you can use that for just leave your hatchet at home, take that with you, and you're doing all right. You know, full tang, which is really great that way.
26 ounces?
What? No.
Is that what you said?
No. 13.6 ounces.
Oh, I thought you said 26 ounces. I was like, holy shit.
So the 36.
That's a battle axe.
Yeah, exactly. The 36 has a nice finger choil there, and is 5 inches. It's 5 inches blade length. Overall at 10.4 inches at 12.3 ounces. And now the 37 is longer. It's got from the 5-inch blade, it's gone up to 7-inch blade with an overall from 10.4 to 12.4. And again, of course, our weights increased from 12.3 ounces to 14.5 ounces. And it, you know, to understand if anybody's ever seen a Becker, it's kind of close to what a Becker looks like as far as I'm concerned.
A Becker is sweet.
Yeah. So, it's pretty decent.
What's a Becker run?
Oh,
160?
100 and a bit, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Where this one here, I mean, you'll get these here for anywhere between 27 and 57, depending on where you're buying it. I mean, just
yep.
You don't want to buy it from the trade direct because it'll be more money. You know, they discourage you from buying from them because they want you to buy from their vendors.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're trying to push their vendors, right?
Yeah, same way with Spyderco. They are high in this book. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Now, no sir.
If you want design, then you can go to instead of the 37, just regular 37. You know, you can go up to the 37M, and that's got the micarta handle, which is a nice look to it, no doubt. And they redesigned their cases this year too, which is nice. Because that was one thing I didn't like about the 26 that I got last year, was the cases were a Velcro close for the retention of it. Didn't like that. Plus, when you slid it back into the sheath, it had a plastic liner in it, but you could slide it between the ballistic sheath and the plastic liner instead of into the plastic liner, and then that pissed me off too.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, 170 from the Becker.
Oh yeah, that's
Oregon Misfits saying the BK9 I got for $70 would have been 170 from Becker.
Yeah. That's why, you know,
I'm not liking the Spydecos anymore.
You sucked.
I know. I don't like that damn hole. I'd rather have a Kershaw.
I don't like that damn hole. I wasn't too fond of them either, buddy. Hey, a couple years ago, I was like, eh. You know, I like them.
You wanted that same kind of design. Gerber had the Easy Out. Remember the Gerber Easy Out? It had the kind of the hole on it too, right? But I think that wasn't perfectly round. I
don't like that hole.
Yeah, I got
a stud better.
That's cool.
Damn it.
Damn it. I don't, you know, nobody offends me whatsoever. I don't give a shit. I won't let, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they talk about stuff, if you're really into whatever, baseball or whatever, and somebody's always going to say something, it's not worth my time to get, offended and be like, you don't like Spyderco, you dirty son of a bitch. It ain't worth my time. You know what I mean? I'm a happy dude. I keep like the tunes playing and good vibes and.
You were playing some good rock and roll last video. Well, a couple videos ago.
I always have tunes in my videos.
That's a Gerber Easy right there.
Yep.
There you go.
Right.
Peace, love, and positivity. Screw all the other shit.
I know. Kind of like the external. It's going crazy.
It's 420, boy, I tell you. I love him to death.
I like them both. They're just having fun, I think.
Yeah.
They'll all have fun tomorrow. I'll stop it now. You guys, if you're having fun, I'm having fun. I don't care.
That's right.
All it does is show more comments. 13,000 comments.
Hey, look at this. Look at that. Oh, you gotta see this one here. You've probably seen this one before, though. Have you guys seen that?
I don't believe I have.
That's custom. There's only 10 of them in the world.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah.
No, there's only 9 other ones, actually.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Now, this game is basically just basically a blank, essentially, with the blade already put to it. But I put the scales on it. I put the wooden scales on it.
Did you make a sheath
yet? Survival.
Did you make a sheath?
It was a leather sheath. It's a neck knife, essentially, right?
Oh, it came with it? Okay.
Yeah, it came with it. So it's a bit of a neck knife, right? So you can put that around there or whatever. But it has the scales on it. But I wanted to take it on now. If I wanted to put it down to a survival bush point again, where I can put it into a spear or something like that, well, the pins basically will come out really easy.
Knock them out.
Knock them out, and that's it. And I get back to it, right? I can make new scales for it, no odds. But I liked it because it was more comfortable in the hand. So
yeah, it looks like it.
better. It looks a lot better in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, I figured, well, what the hell? I'll take the time and I'll do some woodwork to it.
I remember when you were whittling on that thing.
Yeah.
This is quite a few chats ago, but I remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was. Yeah, seems like a lifetime ago, really.
It'd be kind of fun to make one out of like some type of rasp or something, and actually heat it up, start beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Make a blade.
Yeah, I made a few when I was younger. I've been wanting to again. I made a few when I was, 16, 17, little crappers and stuff.
Because you can grab like an old lawnmower blade or something, huh?
Yeah, my buddy in New Jersey sent me one he made out of a hunk of stainless steel.
Man, oh man, there's this guy, I can't remember his name now. He makes some wicked blades. He made one out of a lawnmower blade, and let me tell you, this thing was
big old beast he sent me.
Oh yeah, shit.
That is big.
It was a monster.
What was that, like 9 inches long?
Yeah, let me see here. Hang on. Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Nice.
So would you have to multiply it by 3 or what?
Listen to him now. Listen to him. California humor.
That's funny. Yeah, that's California humor.
That's pretty good.
And then the next one, never mind. That's funny. So it is. I'm gonna wrap it up around midnight.
I heard it. Whole thing's 13 inches. Blade's about 7.5.
Nice.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
You got a lot of people.
It's not heat treated or anything. It's just a hunk of stainless steel that he, full flat grind and all that good stuff.
Really?
Jack's out there. Jack of all trades. What's up, buddy? Oh, the Peachy Pepper.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy too, Peachy.
Yeah.
She says if you need a lawnmower blades, yell at her.
Indeed.
That would be kind of fun.
Right. Yeah, I'm on Jack's chats every Tuesday and Sunday.
Yeah, I watch you guys.
Oh,
I was on there that one time.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yep.
Oh. What's that thing going out? Peachy's got a contest, or someone's got a contest going, right?
Who?
somebody, Peachy Prepper, or she, I don't know, I saw something on Facebook, or, no, it was on Google Plus about a contest coming up or something. I don't know, maybe she'll put it in the comments here.
Nothing comes to mind at the moment.
Yeah. Maybe she was promoting somebody else's channel, I can't remember.
Maybe. I don't get in many, man, you know?
Yeah. You just won something.
Who?
What the hell did you win? It could have been an older video. I don't know. I saw you won.
Gorilla Tavern about a month ago. So.
No, I don't remember what it was. It's some shit.
But I didn't even enter that. Gorilla Tavern had one where people had to enter you, and they entered me. They entered me in his contest like 3 times, and I was like, wow, you know.
That's cool.
Hell yeah, I felt the love that day, you know.
That's right. That's really cool. What'd you end up winning?
That big ass damn.
Oh, is that one knife?
Hang on. Damn it. He makes custom Kydex sheaths and stuff.
Oh, that's sweet.
Gorilla Tavern. That thing is like some kind of Rambo tactical. I've never even seen anything like that in stores and stuff, you know.
What knife is that?
Schrade SCH-F9.
That's cool looking.
That's a monster. Yeah, that's when I was showing you the thickness on. That's over a 1/4 inch, you know.
That's kind of like the Becker.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, that's a beast, man.
Yeah, the badass.
But that's where
Put
it's
some
at.
logs with that bad doggy.
Yeah, but that's where it's at. I mean, he made that, you know, by hand.
I almost started trying to make some. I was gonna buy some of that Kydex, you know, where you can buy the sheets and then heat it up with the heat guns and do all that. And
You
then
really need to have a press and stuff, and
yeah, you gotta know what you're doing to make them good. It'd
Yeah,
be
I've
kind of a
tried it.
fun hobby though.
yeah, I've tried it. It's don't do it, and if you do try it, don't do it inside your house.
Yeah, all the off gas.
Just not just the gas, just yeah, probably bad for you, but I'm saying it just for 3 days. It's just you know, burnt plastic. Yeah.
I've seen them make them out of milk jugs before. You seen that? Yeah, it's basically they heated it up, turned it back into a shape they could use, and then turned that milk jug into a Kydex holster. It wasn't the greatest thing, but if you needed to make a Kydex holster, that was definitely a way you could do it.
Right. Yeah. Hell, I mean, I was learning the other day on the weapons, like in prisons and stuff. A dude made a knife out of Jolly Ranchers. You know, and it was a pretty good knife, man.
Making a knife out of Jolly Ranchers?
Yes, sir. He added, you know, like some plastic and stuff to it, and when it cooled back down, he'd heat them up and get them to a liquid. You know what I'm saying? In a little cup. And when he smoothed it out and made it, shit, that sucker was hard. He was sitting there stabbing the wall with it, and it did not break.
Damn, that's kind of cool. I'll have to check that video out.
Superfly's got a knife where the handle material's made out of a flak jacket from Vietnam.
Oh, yeah? That's badass.
Yeah.
What is it, a handle?
Yeah, the handle scales on this little custom knife he's got. The guy made the handle scales out of a flak jacket.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't know the process, but
yeah,
ain't that the truth?
That's
a treat.
That's pretty trippy. That's awesome.
Ain't it though?
So, what? Any new firearms?
For me, just that little Smith & Wesson.
That revolver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool.
My buddy had been owing me like right at $100 for a couple years, and he couldn't never catch up. And I was like, well, he's real sad about it. And we was at deer hunting and stuff, and he said, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. And I was like, well, you could give me that Smith right over in the door. And he's like, okay.
Shazam, perfect.
Yeah. Smith & Wesson Airweight 38.
Yeah, that's nice. That's what, out of alloy and steel line barrel, right?
It's real light. I don't really know the specifics, but yeah.
I know there's a titanium version of that.
Yeah, I know it's not that one, I'm sure. It don't look like it.
I think it's just a strong alloy, aluminum kind of.
That choker's light, boy. Lord have mercy.
5 rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I don't even know.
Has it got a short hammer on it?
No, there's no hammer.
Oh,
Hammerless.
there is no. Okay, hammerless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even better for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna get me a little leg holster, I think, for it maybe.
That'll be cool.
The handle's a little short. You know, my pinky hangs off the bottom of it.
Yeah.
But
Who's making that new grip? It's kind of a weird looking. It's a revolver grip, but it takes up that whole handle, and it like fits your hand perfect. Like
I don't know. Hogue, probably.
Hogue. Yeah, it might be Hogue. I saw that in a book yesterday. Looked kind of cool.
Yeah, if this one just had another 3/4 of an inch down here, or a half inch even, it'd be perfect. Yep.
I was gonna make a joke and say just get the extended mag on that thing.
Pretty good though. I like that.
They might make. You could probably buy a Hogue that is extended.
Probably. They make everything. It's nuts. Yeah, I just saw the laser. Some dude's trying to sell me because that Beretta I carry. He's trying to sell me that laser that goes in where the guide rod is. You know. It's pretty slick though.
That's probably what, $150, $200.
It's higher than that. I think it's like $250.
Shit.
Yeah.
I like those green. I don't have one yet, but the green it seems to work out a lot better in the daylight.
A lot of people are going with those. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have the option, definitely
Yeah,
the way to go.
I think he said they would get green or red. Yeah. But I thought that was slick, you know, to put it in the guide rod.
Yeah, that's bitching.
Yeah, and he said, you know, there's no dialing it in or nothing. When you put it in there, it's,
Done.
you know, right, done.
That's cool.
No adjustments, bam. That's how they designed it.
Yeah. Well, that makes it simple too. You don't have to sight it in.
Yeah,
They're probably sighted in for like 25 feet anyway.
yeah, probably. Who knows?
I think that's how that my the one on my M&P is set up for about 25 yards.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, once they get out there so far, I mean, you know, they get like that big. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it nice.
Yeah.
What's old Luke doing? He must be sharpening knives or something over there.
That's the way I heat my house with wood. So
He's running down penguins.
yeah.
Yeah, don't get that started again. They'll be calling the cops on him.
No. Fucking Paul and Linda McCartney be out here along with freaking
Yeah.
Anderson.
That was your best thumbs down event ever.
I bet.
Ever.
Yeah. You're
Fucking
probably-
20 thumbs down, 20 thumbs up.
Oh my goodness.
if you didn't know the backstory, I could.
I don't really know too much of the back. I mean, I saw and I was like, what the hell? You know?
It did look like a penguin.
Yeah, but that was one of them, whatever.
Hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
What could a penguin possibly do to you? You'd be surprised. You live here. You deal with them.
I'll jump out to the external. We got Jack of All Trade, Doom Chaser 1, the Peachy Prepper. We got, I don't know how to pronounce that. We got somebody. There's the word kin in there, kind of.
Damn it, now my YouTube won't come up. There it is.
And let's see what else we got. Still got 420 Homestead. We had Mutt NC. They've been having some fun. Oh, Will Hornbuckle. What's up, buddy? Didn't know you were on there.
Will. What's up, Will? And Jack. Peachy.
Hey, Will. I don't know if he's still here or not, but if you're out there still, type it in.
Right? Yeah, that happened.
All trades.
Who was that?
He just subscribed to me. Will did.
Will's a good dude. Wins more stuff than anyone on YouTube.
Does he? He's got.
Yeah.
Tell him to buy a lottery ticket. Screw that.
Right. I
Yeah.
told him I'm taking him to Vegas.
JXX, Oregon Misfits. Yeah, no shit. Take him to Vegas.
Yep.
That's for damn sure.
Yep. He
Shit.
was in our chat last night and won a knife I was giving away. Bam, just like that. I was like, what the hell?
Jackass Trades, he's up to 671 subs. Nicely done, my friend.
Rock on, rock on.
God, it's hard to get subs.
Nah. Just be yourself, man. Bunch of content, be yourself.
Yep.
I enjoy making videos. It's fun.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, if you can't have fun, what's the point, right?
That's right, baby. That's right.
Exactly.
I mean, there's serious conversations that they have in here. There's no doubt about it, but there's serious ones. And then there's some what-if ones, and then there's some ones that, just have some fun with it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all this is just having some fun. Got 14 viewers. They're just hanging out. They must be just as bored as the rest of us.
All right.
Appreciate you guys showing up, for sure.
Right.
I just got my external running again here. That Russian fellow, that's Iron Borg. That's what the direct translation is, anyway.
Iron Borg.
Was that the one name guy?
Yeah, the Russian.
Okay, Iron Borg. What's up, Iron Borg?
And that's translated directly into Iron Borg. But
Borg.
He may not agree.
I thought you meant like a Razorback.
No, B-O-R-G.
Gotcha. Well, that's still pretty cool. It'd be like a boxer, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I must break you.
I will break you.
Who
I love that movie.
was that guy? Dang, that's got the cops called on him. Because you're shooting a squirrel on video. Cutlery lover.
Will says, thanks for the shout out, Fat Man.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Iron Borg. Very nice. Thanks, Iron Borg. Yep, Oregon Misfits still around.
That's why I don't do none of that stuff. I'm not even putting the deer I skin and stuff on. Nope. I'm not even going to put it out there.
Oh, I know.
Are they shutting that shit down?
No, but I'm just saying, all it takes is one,
I put up. I got one in my vault there. I got one in my vault where I have caribou hide. Just a lazy man tan, essentially, right? Where you're just curing the hide so it's hard, right?
Sure.
Preserve the fur don't fall out, right? Just put sawdust on it or whatever and dry it out within 12 hours and you're good to go. Mm-hmm. Anyway, fuck, I got thumbs down on that one. I'm going, well, what? You don't like the way I did it? You didn't, and I didn't really understand. Now I understand. It was somebody who didn't like the idea of the pelt being preserved or me killing the animal to begin with. I'm going,
right.
And I'm going like, you know what? Fuck, grow up. Fucking go clean your apartment.
I know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I just don't allow the drama to, I'll do everything I can not to have it even enter my presence,
That's smart. That's the way to do it. Stay out of all the drama.
Absolutely.
Like I say, that Cutlery Lover dude, he's a great dude, and he just happened to look. I'm gonna pop this. He's gonna eat it or whatever he's gonna do. He wasn't gonna throw it away. He's gonna eat it. He popped it on film, and then like 2 days later, the police knocking on his door.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I haven't caught up on all that shit.
Yeah. They took the video down, but he talks about it in another video.
Yeah.
For killing a squirrel?
Yep.
Wow.
Police showed up.
They wouldn't be they'd be over at my house all day long.
I mean, there's some legalities to that, you know what I'm saying, depending on where he lives, depending on if he got a hunting license, all that stuff.
Hunting season, all of those shit. I mean,
sure.
That's why you shoot fucking, shoot porcupines. No season on that.
Well, mine are ground squirrels, and they run havoc all over everything. They're digging holes underneath the house, trying to.
Oh, dude, they're rodents. Those are
you gotta blast the shit out of those sons of bitches.
Man, they chew your wires, start a fire, kill your family.
Just had to rewire this building because of flying squirrels.
Exactly. You know what? Hey, you know what? It's like penguins. It's either them or you.
That's That's funny ass shit right there.
Oh,
You got flying squirrels over there, brother?
yeah. I don't know if he does.
We got little ground chipmunks, but allegedly they're not on the island. We have no crickets here either. You know that? No crickets on the island.
Wow.
No crickets.
So it's quiet nights over there.
It's very quiet. We only got the ocean. It's the only thing you hear. Oh, the odd cat, you know, it's horny and mating or some shit.
I like crickets.
Crickets are good, especially when you're fishing.
I just got
Well,
Yosef. I'm not gonna insult him by trying to get his last name there.
Is it Joseph Cocken Bollocks?
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
He just subbed us.
That's Jack of all trades. That's Jack of all trades' brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's what he was saying.
I got him subbed up there.
He's a funny dude. Y'all check out his videos. It's like a Russian improv thing. It's pretty good.
I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Oregon bit. I got him subbed up now too. Why didn't I have him subbed up before? Strange.
I don't know. It's good. It's good. Oh, it's good.
I got Prepper Tom. He finally subbed me.
Oh, I got Prepper Tom. I've had Prepper Tom for quite some time actually.
Yeah, I've been waiting, cause he shares every video he likes.
Absolutely.
So he finally subbed me up. I was all excited. I'm like, shit. About damn time. No.
About damn time.
No, I was appreciative. I told him thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, T.R. Prepper didn't even know. He was born and raised right down the road from here and didn't even know there was flying squirrels in the state until like 6 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not a real big hunter, so I can understand that. And they're not nocturnal animals. If you don't happen to see them or you don't have trouble with them, you probably wouldn't know they were around, you know.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, I love them.
I've seen those things fly.
Yeah, I love them. Even though they cause havoc, I just
Cool
like
to watch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that clay pigeon thrower where that's a video and the squirrel goes over to eat the thing and the college kid pulls that freaking thing back?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Oh, buddy, no, look.
That turns a ground squirrel into a flying squirrel. Let me tell you.
Maybe it's the same thing that basically my cousin did. He put a little tiny box, and he had it back on a fucking 10-speed fucking inner tube, and he cocked the sucking thing back, and basically put it on a trigger. And they had peanut butter and crackers on this thing, and waited for.
Are you kidding me? With like a hair trigger on it or something?
And he just click, let her go. Thing went.
Yeah, that's a flying squirrel right there.
Oh my god!
Shit, my face is turning red. I'm laughing so hard.
He just laughed for friggin' hours. I'm like, oh my god, look at it go. Oh.
So that's a subsonic bushy tail right there.
Subsonic bush detail, exactly. Here's the thing, though. Apparently, they're not like cats because they don't land on their feet. Strange.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to put a helmet on them first.
Where'd the three-man slingshots go? We had them when we were younger, and I can't find them now.
Oh yeah.
Well, probably look the way of lawn darts. Remember lawn darts?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have those probably.
Yeah. They said that was not a good game. They said.
They're illegal in South Carolina.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you can get them anywhere anymore.
I could see that. I mean, those things.
Somebody got it on top of their head or something.
I'll kill you instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, they're heavy as hell.
Oh man, that was like a huge pastime when we were younger. Huge.
Yes, I'm here. Mhm.
We used to play lawn darts.
Croquet and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nobody does that anymore.
No. No, this is it too. Horseshoes. Horseshoes was huge, man.
Yeah, still is around here. They do tournaments and stuff. Oh,
You guys play washers? You ever play washers?
Yeah, washers. The big fucking washers. You throw them in there. Yeah.
And there's a hole in the ground with a PVC pipe. Not the ones in the box, like the cheesy one, but like
right.
It used to be an old like Mexican rodeo game, and it's kind of the same as the one in the boxes. But yeah, a lot of fun.
Imagine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no, it's.
have to look that up.
And it's cheap. You just go to the hardware store and buy these big ass washers, and then you buy I think it's 3-inch PVC pipe. You know, you just needed like a foot of it because each side 6 inches or whatever.
We try to get them into the pipe.
Yeah, and the ground's barely you know, it's not perfectly flat. It's got a little bit of a angle to it.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, you basically play like horseshoes. But if you closest one's in, count, not in the hole, but and then if you have a leaner, which basically hangs over the edge of the pipe,
Yeah.
that's 3 points. And then
Okay.
if you get it all the way in, it's 5.
Okay.
And then yours would cancel out the ones that are closer, like horseshoes would.
Sure.
But
Gotcha.
it's
Yeah.
a fun game.
Yeah, that's big here. They got tournaments that run like every weekend. The horseshoe.
Horseshoes?
Yeah, big money too.
Buddy,
Yeah.
the amount of beer in horseshoes. I mean, Jesus. I mean,
Yeah, shit.
a lot of beer
And
drinking.
moonshine around here.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm not
what's that? Was that Gobo? No, ginseng. What's ginseng?
Ginseng.
Yeah, they got that shit around there, huh?
Yeah,
Where
my
they-
cousin picks it for a living. He does that and moss. That's all he does. He walks these mountains and picks ginseng root and this certain kind of moss. Tells it.
What's the moss do?
I don't know.
I'm researching it now.
That's cool. Yeah, they got a TV show on that shit, don't they? About people trying to run
Prob-
around trying to grab that
probably.
stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
This mountain's full of it. The one I live on right now is full of that stuff. It's a certain kind. It's not your average moss, I guess. It's just, I don't know. People buy it. He goes into Greenville, South Carolina and sells it to the same dude, you know. He'll buy the moss or the ginseng root.
That ginseng root's worth a lot of money, I heard.
Yeah, he gets, I can't remember, but I mean, it kind of fluctuates like everything else.
Yeah.
But it's always, kind of up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some good hiking in and find some of that crap.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
And he pays his bills.
There you go.
He
That's all you need to
doesn't
do.
live like a king or nothing. He doesn't, no new cars and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Well, it's almost midnight, so I'm gonna we'll hang out for 5 minutes, and then I gotta get to work tomorrow.
all right, buddy.
Green moss. It's green moss. I don't know.
Green moss.
There's a value
What-
to it. It's got to be cured.
Okay.
Does it have some health benefit, probably, or something?
Then ginned cured. I don't know what the fuck that means exactly. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. I'm trying to figure it all out now. When we come back to it, I'll get her out. Oh, yeah, I'll figure it out here at once.
But that ginseng root, people shot at each other over that stuff.
Yeah.
Get off my mountain, you son of a.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what's on that TV show. Like, hey, they're like running around trying to grab it off the mountain or something.
Yeah, or somebody thinks you're near the liquor store. Pow!
Crazy.
Yep. That's
like
why
the
I know
skills.
exactly what I'm doing when I'm out there. I know where I'm at and who I'm at.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the area, you can find yourself in the wrong spot.
Sure, anywhere, but yeah, more so around here. It's just in the south. It's just terrible.
Oh, Yosef says the moss is good for tea like pine needle.
Maybe.
Dooms Chaser in a house in a horse town in California. Not sure what that's about. In a one horse town in California. It's kind of like here, one horse town in California.
Mm-hmm.
Probably lives in the same town. Good chat turned to shit.
Appreciate it.
Well, we do our best.
Let the redneck in and just fucked it all up.
Uh-oh. Iron... I don't know. Good night, Mutt.
No, I'm not, like the Mr. Banter there. I'm smart enough to do what I do, but
I'm not that smart. We just read a lot.
Yeah,
you got a plethora of knowledge. I know that word.
Well,
yes.
well, yeah, I know a little bit, I guess, but
It's got nothing better to do than read up there, that's why.
Ain't nothing up there. Penguins, did you?
Don't kill the damn penguins.
North Carolina.
That's it. North Carolina, I'll be reading books. I'll go visit.
No, that's what Iron Bork had just said that. He said in the vicinity of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina.
Oh.
I fucked it all up. Oh.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys had a chance to say all your goodbyes. I don't want to be rude. Making
Later.
sure everybody's got time. See. Good night, you guys. Thanks for watching our show. It was fun. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, fellas.
Hey, it was nice meeting you.
You too. There, General, sir.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.